All right, listen closely. I need to share something you probably already know deep down, but might not want to admit. If you're struggling with neediness or insecurity in your relationships, here's the hard truth. It's not her. It's you. And I don't mean that in a cruel way. What I mean is that you have the power to change this. You've likely been there. Texting too much, overanalyzing every little thing she says or doesn't say, and letting your mood rise and fall based on her reactions. Sound familiar? Well, here's the thing. That kind of energy is pushing her away faster than you realize. But don't worry. You're not alone. And this is something you can fix. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to break free from that needy, insecure mindset and embrace a confident, magnetic version of yourself. Not by using tricks or games, but by becoming someone genuinely worth being with. Let's get into it. Point number 1. Start living your own life. Let's talk about something most guys miss. If your entire life revolves around her, you're not being romantic. You're being dependent. Nobody wants to be someone else's whole world. Sure, it sounds sweet in the movies, but in reality, it's stifling. Think of the most fascinating person you know. They've got their own passions, right? Maybe they're into fitness, art, or crushing it in their career. That kind of self-driven energy is attractive because it shows they're living for themselves and not relying on someone else to make their life meaningful. Start small. Is there something you've always wanted to do but kept putting off? Maybe it's finally committing to the gym, learning to cook an impressive dish, or diving into a hobby you've always found exciting. When you start filling your days with things that genuinely make you happy, something shifts. You stop anxiously waiting for her texts, and your vibe naturally changes. You're no longer chasing her attention, and that's when she starts chasing you. And here's the kicker. When your life feels full, you're not just interesting to her. You're interesting to everyone. You stop feeling needy because your happiness no longer depends on anyone else. Point number 2. Face your insecurities head on. Let's get real. Neediness usually stems from insecurity. Maybe you're scared she'll lose interest, or deep down, you don't feel good enough for her. Ignoring those feelings won't make them go away. They'll just show up in your actions. Imagine a colleague at work who's constantly second-guessing themselves. They keep asking their boss, "Was that okay? Are you sure I did a good job?" After a while, you probably think, if they don't believe in themselves, why should I? It's the same in relationships. If you're always seeking reassurance, she'll eventually start to lose respect for you. So, how do you fix this? Start by getting honest with yourself. Write down what's bothering you. What's at the root of your insecurity? Are you afraid of rejection? Carrying baggage from the past? Whatever it is, face it head on. Ask yourself, is this fear even real? Or am I just making it up in my head? Most of the time, it's a story you've been telling yourself for years that isn't true. Once you own your insecurities, they stop owning you. It's not about pretending to be perfect. It's about being real and showing that you're actively working on yourself. That's real confidence, and it's powerful. Point number 3. Stop overtexting. Let her miss you. Let's be honest. Constantly blowing up her phone isn't charming. It's draining. You're not building a connection. You're wearing it out. Think about the last time you got a message from someone you hadn't heard from in a while. Didn't it feel good? Like, oh, they were thinking about me. That's the power of giving space. It sparks curiosity. If you're always texting first or constantly checking in, you're robbing her of the chance to miss you. Next time you feel the urge to send that third "what's up" message today, pause. Redirect that energy elsewhere. Hit the gym, dive into a project, or even just take a break from your phone. When you've got your own stuff going on, you naturally become less available, and that makes you more intriguing. Communication should feel like a rhythm, not a flood. Let her wonder what you're up to, and even let her be the one to reach out sometimes. When you create that balance, the dynamic shifts, and the connection feels fresh and exciting again. Point number 4. Stop putting her on a pedestal. Here's the truth. She's not perfect, and that's a good thing. No one wants to be placed on a pedestal. It's isolating. When you act like she can do no wrong, you're not seeing her for who she really is. You're projecting a fantasy version of her. Imagine being in a relationship where the other person keeps saying, "You're amazing. You're perfect. You're too good for me." At first, it might feel flattering, but over time, it becomes suffocating. It feels like pressure to live up to an unrealistic standard. The fix? Start seeing her as an equal. She's got flaws just like you. She's not always going to say the right thing or make perfect decisions, and that's okay. Treating her like a real person, rather than some untouchable ideal, creates a more authentic connection. Ask yourself this: is she adding to my life? Or am I chasing her because I think she's out of my league? When you stop idolizing her, you can see the relationship for what it really is and build something real, based on mutual respect and attraction. Point number 5. Stop seeking validation outside yourself. Here's a harsh truth. Constantly seeking validation is a fast way to turn her off. Picture someone who's always fishing for compliments, asking, "Did I do that right? Do I look okay? Are you sure you're not mad at me?" How does that make you feel? Probably a bit annoyed, right? Instead of looking to her for approval, flip the script. Ask yourself, do I think I'm enough? When you start validating yourself, you stop needing it from others. Next time you're tempted to ask, "Do you like this?" or "Am I good enough?" Pause. Instead, ask yourself, "What do I think?" The more you trust your own judgment and respect yourself, the less you'll seek it from her or anyone else. And that's when people start noticing you. Real confidence isn't loud or showy. It's quiet and unshakable. Point number 6. Own your emotions. Here's the reality. Your happiness is your responsibility, not hers, not your friends, not anyone else's. If you're relying on her to make you feel good all the time, you're not in a relationship. You're in a dependency. Instead of dumping your stress on her after a tough day, take a moment to handle it yourself. Go for a walk, hit the gym, or write down your thoughts to clear your head. When you come back to her, you'll be calm and ready to connect, not just vent. This doesn't mean shutting people out or pretending everything's fine. It's about learning how to process your emotions in a healthy way. Emotional independence makes you more attractive and a better partner. Plus, it gives her the freedom to be herself without feeling like she has to constantly lift you up. Everything you need to stop being needy and insecure is already within you. The moment you stop looking for her to validate you and start focusing on your own growth and happiness, you'll become the guy she can't help but notice. Not because of games or tricks, but because you're showing up as the real deal. This isn't about her. It's about you. The work you put in today will transform every relationship you have tomorrow. Stop waiting and start leveling up. Be the guy who doesn't just talk about change. Be the guy who lives it.